Hey everybody, this is Matt Luchenbill, coming to you once again from Southeast Michigan. I'm the pastor of student and families at New City Pres in Ferndale. It's great to be with you, especially as we start a new series talking about who it is that God says that we are. Well, when I was a freshman in high school, we moved cities, so I had to go into a new school where I didn't really know anybody. And I remember that first day of class, we had finished up PE and this kid walks up to me and he says, "Hey, you're the new kid." It's exactly what you want to hear when you're the new kid. But then he proceeded to introduce himself and said, "Hey, my name's Jason." And so we talked for a minute and kind of went our own ways. And later on that day, we were sitting right next to each other in our choir class. And that was kind of the birth of a friendship. Jason and I, over the next several years, shared all aspects of life. We talked about joys and sorrows and things that were good and things that were bad and helped each other work through things. And we got to go to church together and just be involved in life together. He was a great friend. Do you have a friend like that? Do you have a friend that you can confide in, that you can share your heart, you can share every aspect of what's going on in your life? Whether you believe it or not, whether you have that or not, I actually want to tell you today that you do. You have the kind of friend that you can share anything and everything with, who will love you no matter what. In John 15, verse 15, it says, "No longer do I call you servants, for the servant does not know what his master is doing, but I have called you friends. For all that I have heard from my Father I have made known to you. You did not choose me, but I chose you and appointed you, that you should go and bear fruit, and that your fruit should abide, so that whatever you ask the Father in my name, he may give it to you. These things I command you, so that you will love one another." Jesus has chosen us, and Jesus has chosen to call us his friend. How is it that he can call us his friend? As we know in our heart of hearts, we are sinners in desperate need of grace. But he gave his life so that we could have life. He gave his life so that we could be his friend. And as we read this passage, it simply calls us to two things. It calls us to abide with him, to be with him, to rest in him, to find our hope in him and him alone, to spend time with him in his word and spend time with him in prayer. Not only do we abide in him, he calls us to bear fruit, which just simply means to walk in faith, to follow his commands, to share the gospel with those around us. Now, as you read John 15 today, you're going to encounter a verse that talks about obeying his commands if we are his friends. Here's what I want you to keep in your mind as you think about that. He made us his friend. It is not because we obey his commands that we become his friend. He made us his friend. He chose us. And it's out of that response that we follow him, that we obey his commands. It's our response back to him that we abide in him. Jesus calls us his friend. Let that sink in and absorb and think about that as you go throughout your day today. I hope you have a great day.